I'm here because I am a roaring lion crying out righteousness. Michael Cohen is on the stand in the hush money trial right here in New York City. And I understand from the reports is that this is the first time that Donald Trump, Tribulation Trump, and Michael Cohen have been in the same room in 7 years. I was curious as to, because, I don't mean to be name dropping anything like that, but I know Michael and I, we had some discussions. We weren't bosom buddies, but in the year 2015 we connected, and we talked quite a bit over a period. That's before Trump really got his campaign before he became president. So my concern was that why is it when Trump became president that he didn't take Michael Cohen down to Washington with him to be one of his, cabinet members or chief of staff, which is what Michael was. They keep calling Michael the fixer. But really, Michael was Donald Trump's, while he was here in New York City, for 15 years or so, was his chief of staff. Michael Cohen facilitated everything, even bringing Trump his Diet Coke or anything else that Trump needed. This man you see right there was Trump's chief of staff. And I think that really that he would have made a great chief of staff for Trump in the White House. And why Trump didn't take him down there, I don't know. Now, a lot of people said Michael's a liar, and he went to prison. Well, he served time for that. So listen, the man lied. Is that right? Yeah, he lied. He lied to Congress. He lied to, I think, the courts. And he spent time in federal prison. So you got to stop calling him. You got to get off of that, right? The man spent time. That's why they send you to prison. You pay for what you did. So you got to stop calling him. Trump should have called Michael Cohen to be his chief of staff. That's just, and we wouldn't even be talking about Hushman and I. We wouldn't know nothing about Stormy Daniels if Trump had called Michael and brought him down there to Washington, let him be his chief of staff. I mean, he had some other people down there I thought were, I think he had Reince Priebus as his chief of staff, which was ridiculous. And a couple of other people that left right away after 2 days. I think he had this guy, what was his name, as a press secretary, who ran this brokerage firm. So all of this, the decision that we make in life can be ever critical. We would not be looking at any of this. Trump would not be on trial here in New York. He may be on trial and maybe Michael Cohen probably could have advised Trump on some of the other things he did. If he stayed as Trump staff for 4 years, could have helped him perhaps recapture the White House. So my question was, well, what is it that Michael Cohen possibly, potentially could have done that caused Trump to dump him like that? And we haven't heard anything. Nobody's said anything of what Michael Cohen could have done. It may be that Trump thought he was moving on and didn't want to give Michael Cohen that kind of attention and that kind of power. But the other thing, obviously, is that Michael Cohen knew everything about Trump. He knew where the bodies were buried, and he knew the names of all the bodies. And Michael Cohen knew who buried all the bodies and the bones too. But the other thing I would think about Trump, and this is Alan Weisselberg, who is in prison. He's in jail now in Rikers Island, because Alan Weisselberger refused to rat Trump out. He knows that, listen, Alan Weisselberger knows enough about Trump to send you to jail, and you don't even know anything about him. If Alan Weisselberg started telling everything he knew about Trump's shady dealings, his lies, his conning, if Alan Weisselberg was allowed to talk, you would go to jail. But Weisselberg, he made the decision he wasn't going to rat. He wasn't going to talk. And he spent 5 months in Rikers Island. Trust me, Rikers Island, you'd rather be in Pelican Bay out there in California than be in Rikers. Rikers Island is no fun at all. I mean, no prison is fun, but some of the federal prisons, I think, are like day camps. But Rikers Island is all, and right now, Alan Weisselberg, he spent 5 months out there last year. Now he's spending another 5 months because he just won't talk. He won't talk. So, but neither one of those went down to Washington with Trump, and I'm trying to figure out why. And you can't say that Alan Weisselberg didn't go because of his age or whatever. Alan Weisselberg been handling Trump's life, his finances, his hush money, Roy Cohen, which is another thing that Trump is. I think that Trump has been trained by Roy Cohen to be the defiant person that he is. But none of this will be happening, as I stated, and you've heard me state, is where Michael Cohen had been given the opportunity to be chief of staff or some other highfalutin position in the Trump administration. He didn't get it, and now Trump's paying it. So they're both sitting there in the courtroom, haven't seen one another. This has got to be extremely humiliating for Trump. I mean, perhaps it will. I don't have a crystal ball on this. But if Trump had to go through another trial, it looks like the one down in Atlanta, Georgia, where Fonnie Willis ain't going to happen either before the election. But if Trump had to go through another trial, I don't think he would make it. I don't see him making it through this one. And Trump's got some sort of physical condition whereby either he's got low blood pressure or something is wrong with him, that if the temperature is normal room temperature, Trump will put on an overcoat. He will. He wears gloves when everybody else is just walking around in a jacket, and a shirt. Trump will put on an overcoat because he gets cold very easily, and he wears gloves even in the summertime. So he says that he's complaining that the courtroom is cold. I don't know if they've tried to raise the temperature in the courtroom so be a little warmer for him. But I don't see him going. It's just this is very grueling. Getting up every day. You got to get, then he's got to get his hair done. Trump's got a whole lot of baggage with him. Got to get his hair done, got to get that orange stuff put on his face because he looks like a ghost without it. And so all this is happening. All because he didn't bring Michael Cohen with him to Washington.